Hello there, this is a message for Mrs. Mia Dunkley, the second one, part 2. I've just had a moment to think about the first video I made and the strange response I got from your place of work. This is at Great Ormond Street Hospital. The efforts to try and cut me off and prevent any communication with you, put the phone down, all seem very strange and extremely suspicious. And I therefore have to ask you, Mia, some very relevant pointed questions. And the first one, of course, is are you aware of the fact that how suspicious your behaviour actually is? Because changing a number, putting the phone down, making all these efforts to try and isolate your only next of kin, I mean your only brother, seems extremely strange, and not just very strange but also extremely suspicious, of course. And I just have to ask you, are you aware of how suspicious this looks? Because the next question is, very clearly, very suspicious behaviour and efforts to isolate people are not necessary unless you have something very serious to hide. So, are you aware of the fact that your suspicious behaviour is pointing toward extremely serious criminal activity that you're trying to hide, which is blatantly obvious at the moment? And I only then therefore have to ask myself, what are these things? What are these extremely serious crimes that you're and misgivings that you're trying to hide? Now, the three answers that I've come to are: one, using this cancerous tumour in my sinus cavity just to routinely torture me and mutilate me. That was starting in 1995 up until the present day. Simply by trying to deny the fact that I had cancer and telling me the symptoms were normal. I can only presume because you enjoyed inflicting untold misery upon an innocent person and wanted to mutilate them, and you have achieved exactly that. You have inflicted untold misery upon me and you quite seriously mutilated my mouth, teeth and face, which I think that you should take some responsibility for if you were sitting there telling me the symptoms were normal. And I think that's something we need to urgently discuss. Now, the second thing, of course, is this massive paedophile network that I discovered in around 2012. This is related to a YouTube video that I discovered on YouTube, made by a retired policeman, I believe, who had stumbled upon all the evidence of a massive paedophile network operating from your place of work, Mia. This is a Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital, and was clearly started up by Jimmy Savile in the 80s, who let all his cronies in through the back door, didn't he? And it's only escalated and grown since then, and probably used by the likes of Prince Andrew and all his other rich cronies at the moment as the whole situation continues to grow. So that's another very, very serious issue that is still live, so to speak. And the third issue, of course, is this brutal bloody murder attempt that happened on your birthday back in 2012. And it seems extremely suspicious again to me that there was such a brutal murder attempt on your birthday and you made no effort to criticise it. And all you did is basically change your number and disappear, which again, could not look more suspicious, let's face it. So we have three extremely serious crimes here, Mia, that you very clearly appear to be trying to hide, on behalf of other people. This is, well, not all on behalf of other people, not the first one anyway. Yes, this is using tumours to torture, butcher and mutilate, covering up one of the biggest paedophile, if not the biggest paedophile network happening in Britain at the moment, and having some strange connection to this brutal bloody murder attempt that happened on your birthday in 2012. What I'm supposed to assume from this, I don't know. Did you pay the guy to try and kill me? What am I supposed to think? Well, you just change your number and run away. So there's three very, very serious crimes there that seem to be ringing alarm bells at the moment, Mia. And it does really beg the question about, what's going to happen about this. Are you going to make any effort to make amends, to try and heal wounds from the past? Or are you just going to carry on with this ridiculous, tactic of just trying to isolate me and break down the Galizia family and do everything you can to run and hide quite simply because I've discovered some absolutely massive heinous crimes that you're trying to hide, you're trying to conceal and hide. So I mean, very clearly, I mean, you don't seem to be getting far, and very clearly, you know, if I don't expose these crimes, then you're going to carry on trying to conceal them and trying to carry on isolating me. So it seems very clear to me that I have a duty here, and the onus is upon me to release all this information, which I can assure you I will do, Maya. If I don't see any effort from you in the near future to improve your behaviour, make amends, you know, for this awful, suspicious activity that you're up to, and shine a light on these dreadful crimes that you're trying to cover up, then quite simply I should be making YouTube video after YouTube video after YouTube video all about you, and posting it to your employers, to everybody you know, and reminding them of what you're trying to cover up, the absolutely disgusting nature of the crimes that you are trying to conceal, and why you're behaving like an absolutely massive, spineless, lying, murdering coward. You know, and trust me, Maya, I shall be making regular videos about you until, you know, they either receives the attention of the police, you know, who are in regular contact with me at the moment, and perhaps that would be a good idea actually. I shall be forwarding, you know, various pieces and various videos to the police, hopefully with a view to them, you know, obviously watching it, gaining some details of the crimes that I've outlined in this video. And I think this is actually a good opportunity. It's been a great chance for me just to break down the sort of information that I would like to expose and display in future videos, so you basically now have a very clear idea of what's to come. And my advice to you at the moment is, I think it would be a very good idea to stop behaving in such a suspicious way, stop making such a giant advert, you know, because at the moment you've just got a big flashing neon sign, Maya, a massive advert, you know, that you've put up outside your house saying, you know, I'm covering up extremely serious crimes on behalf of, you know, some very nasty people. You know, it's clearly sort of mafia controlled gangsters that you're working for or something, isn't it, Maya? I mean, let's be honest here. And, you know, your behaviour is entirely consistent with that kind of thinking. And on that note, I think that you should go away and have a serious think about these points that I've made. And hopefully we can come back and make some progress on these issues in the near future. Thank you for watching.